Some of you may be asking, Tina, why are there guns in a fantasy world? And I am just so glad you asked, because shut up your face and get shooting!
Once again, Ashly, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to us. I just have some silly questions for you, if that's all right.
I love a silly question.
Oh, good. Well, you're in for a treat then. I would love to hear some stories maybe about your own tabletop RPG experiences, if there's any favorite characters that you've had, or there bizarre situations that arose, or, like something completely bananas happened on a natural 20, anything like that.
So probably one of the most dramatic experiences I had on a tabletop game was I actually filled in for Travis and Laura at Critical Role when they had their kid. And it was my first night on the stream. And I not directly, but kind of got, this is a spoiler for Critical Role, if you haven't seen it. I kind of, sort of, maybe accidentally kind of helped Talison's character get killed, like permanently. I didn't kill him myself, but my character was a coward, and I made the choice that I would flee a conflict when it was happening. So instead of engaging in the fight, I went and hid. And then I think maybe 1 or 2 rounds later, Talison's character got killed. And I looked over at everyone at the table, and they were like slack-jawed, and I went outside we went on a break, and I went into the main room, and a bunch of critical employees were like around the screen just stricken. Someone was crying. I was like, oh God, what have I done? So yeah, that was quite a public example of a intense tabletop moment.
Next question was, what kind of a DM are you? Nice, cruel? Are you a stickler for the rules?
I've actually only DM'd once. I was doing a game for actually my friends from Mythic Quest, Jesse Ennis, Imani Hakim, and Charlotte Nickdow, who play various characters on the show. And I mostly realized that I'm kind of sadistic as a DM. I don't think I'm a rule stickler. I don't think I'm like, no, you have to play the way that I, imagine this to happen. I'm very interested in people improving and seeing where the story goes and throwing out my entire plan. But I do like to mess with them. I do like to make things way more complicated or more dangerous. I don't think I want them to have easy wins, which I don't know if that's a fun DM. So they have freedom, but with the freedom comes pain.
Could you give a little example of some pain that you might inflict?
I really try to think of the consequences of their actions and take them to their logical conclusion, or set up impediments. So like if they're getting spicy in the middle of the town square and they're shaking someone down, if they didn't think to be stealthy, if they didn't think about, trying to make the perimeter a bit more protected, people are going to see, people are going to try to intercede. Like there's just certain things where I don't let people off easy. I sort of go, okay, well, you didn't tell me that you were thinking about this, so here's a fight. Which maybe is the most annoying version of a DM, but I embrace that about myself.
I'm going to ask you now about your old school D&D alignment. We all know that Tiny Tina, obviously chaotic good.
Right.
But what about yourself? Where would you rank yourself on the grid of alignment?
On the alignment?
Yes.
I'm probably neutral good, I would think. I think my intentions are usually, I try to have my intentions be as good as possible, barring human frailty and faults. But I also am not like a stickler. Again, I'm not a stickler for the rules, If like someone can make a moralistic argument to me why a law should be broken, I'm like, no. But I'm also not like, I'm not chaotic like Tina is. So yeah, I think I would say I'm neutral good. What about you?
Okay. What about me? Oh, I think I would probably be chaotic neutral. I'm just a mess. I'm just a disaster. Yeah, I'm all over the place.
Okay,
I don't know if I'm coming or going. Oh, this is for more of the wider Borderlands series. I'm wondering is there any moment that you could sort of pin down as your favorite Tiny Tina moment, whether that's a story beat or like just a segment, or if there's even like one line that you're always just sticks in your head that you know, bring into regular conversation?
One of the things that Tina and I share in common is that we have a deep and abiding love for chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, snap! They got chocolate chip! As a connoisseur of tasty treats, I can assure you chocolate chip cookies are the for real deal. A lot of people think you gotta eat protein and stuff if you want to strength train, but I'm like, real badasses eat chocolate chip cookies! I'm gonna get that tattooed across my back in Old English font.
The fury with which she hates oatmeal raisin is matched only by my own.
Have you ever bitten into a cookie thinking it was chocolate chip and it was oatmeal raisin? And how did that make
and
you
it's
feel?
the worst feeling.
The worst, right?
It's torturous. I know that's an over-exaggeration, but like, over-exaggeration isn't a word. I know that's an exaggeration, but when you are as sweet addicted as I am, and you think, thank God, finally, I've arrived at the time in my day where I can justifiably eat a chocolate chip cookie as an adult, and you bite in that bitch and there's a raisin in it.
Raisin, no. It's no good.
Fills me with rage.
Wait a minute. Those cookies weren't chocolate chip. Those are raisins. Why? Shawty! Destroy all the food dispensers! Wipe the raisin abominations off the map!
I don't know why they're made. And I don't care who I offend. Because if you like oatmeal raisin cookies, you're wrong. I'm sorry, you're wrong.
Yeah. In the past, you said that when you found out that Solid Snake, you were playing Metal Gear Solid and you found out Solid Snake had a name, like the voice, and was credited as such. And you said that helped sort of like kindle the interest in voice acting. Now that you're, you know, one of the most recognizable names and voices in the industry, what advice, well, I think it's true. What advice would you give to a kid who maybe just saw your name in the credits and is interested in breaking into the industry? And bonus points if you could give some of that advice in David Hayter's voice.
Oh, God. My voice does not go that way, I don't think. Meryl. That's about as good as I can do.
That's great.
Really? Wow, it's really very surreal to imagine a kid having the same experience that I did playing Metal Gear Solid and seeing my name in a game. Wow. Yeah, the advice I would give in terms, well, I mean, there's so many different things I could say. I will say, as a general voice acting tip, I think often when we get started, we think that the way to become a voice actor is to know how to do a bunch of different types of voices. And while that is great and that can make you very useful, especially in animation, it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that you have an appreciation and love and a capacity for acting, just acting, you know. And so taking any kind of acting class is going to benefit you in your voiceover aspirations, because voice acting is acting at the end of the day. There's just different techniques and requirements and restrictions, but at the end of the day, you still need to know the basics of what it is to be an actor. So I'll say that. And then I really love voice acting as a dream job, like as an aspiration, just because I think it's really fun, and it's not as, there's something like warm and playful about it. And I think as an aspiration, as a dream, it's a good one to pick, because I've been doing this now for, I don't even know how long, since whenever the first Borderlands 2 came out. And the first Borderlands 2, since Borderlands 2 came out. And I still love it so much, and I still learn, and I still grow. And so I would say, if you feel passionate about it, we need people like you in the industry, because it's an incredible job. And I think if you are really, really serious about it, then I would try really hard to make your own content, whether it's silly videos on TikTok or little sketches or little animations, or if you have a friend that wants to make a game, offer your voice. Just try to make your own stuff, because not only will you be practicing, but then you have something that you can show someone. So if you get an opportunity or you go to a convention and you meet someone that's looking for a voice actor, you can go, I don't have credits, but I do have this silly TikTok, and it shows off my chops, because that's how I got started.
Right.
Making stupid sketches. So,
By the way, I went back and watched those, some of those, and they hold up better than anything else from that era as far as like video game comedy. It's true. They're still hilarious. Whereas a lot of stuff from that era didn't age very well at all. So
well, some of our stuff definitely didn't either, but thank you. I appreciate that. I'm still very proud of our ridiculous comedy sketches. And like I said, it taught me so much, and I know it's a different landscape now, and you can't just like put out a video game sketch and expect someone from Blizzard to like email you and be like, I saw it. But I think it's always beneficial because then you're not waiting for someone else to give you to give you permission to do the thing that you love.
Right.
You're giving yourself permission to do it. So
yeah.
That was very long-winded, but I will say it's acting, so that's the most important thing. I think it's great that you want to do this and don't let people tell you it's a stupid job. It's awesome. And make your own stuff.
It feels so good to be a hero.
I hope you remember this. I gave it a shot playing by the rules. Now, I'm gonna have to start breaking them.
Now that's more like it.
The Fate Maker wields great power in the face of evil. It feels like something lost long ago has been found again. It feels like home.
The gates of Her Majesty's castle swing open as though they anticipated your arrival. And then you hear the clop of perfect hooves upon the cobblestones. They belong to the most goodest, majesticest ruler ever seen by mortal eyes.
Queen Butt Stallion!
Her magnificence. It just washes over you, man.
Yes, I feel it. It's fizzy.
You spilled your soda.
Yes, I did, and it was in honor of the Queen.